Hello, for those who don't know me, I'm Jacqueline Perry, and I'm here to talk about abusive relationships and if you find yourself in one, what to do about it. And I'm going to give you some tips and a little bit of a map, help you get out. Okay, this information is for people who want to get out of an abusive relationship. If you are in danger right now, if you think you might be in danger, if you're in a volatile situation, this information today isn't for you. It's going to be a waste of your time. You need to head straight over to my website, which is www.thegodmothernetwork.co.uk, and click on I Need Help, and there's lots of resources and information for you there. Don't waste time listening to this. Okay, for all of the rest of you who aren't in immediate danger, here's some information for you. Okay, so first of all, diagnosing your relationship as an abusive one is surprisingly tricky to do because of the abuse cycles, the cycle of abuse. I'm going to put loads of information. I'm going to do a couple of blog posts on my website. First of all, how to diagnose whether or not you're in an abusive relationship, so that you can see it objectively and you can maybe answer a few questions there for yourself and think, yeah, I am. So what steps do I take? And also I'll do a separate one on the cycle of abuse, because often it's oversimplified and there's a lot of dynamics that go into play, and everyone's situation is slightly different, but I'll try and be as comprehensive as possible in that blog, and that'll be a good reference for you if you want to click on that and then come back to this. And let's say you diagnose your relationship as abusive. What are you going to do next? Okay, so you're going to take action. And you're going to take that action regardless of what stage in the cycle of abuse you're in. Even if you're in the stage where they're being great, you're still going to take this action, okay? You got to start planning now, because you're on the back foot. You're probably in a situation where you're isolated and have been for some time. You probably don't work. You probably don't have access to finances. Basically, we've got to rectify a few things before you make the final step into separating and distancing yourself from your abuser. I didn't have the luxury of pre-planning, but if I did, that would have been great. It saved me a whole lot of pain. So I want you to benefit from that if you possibly can. It's going to be tricky though, planning ahead and preparing yourself and getting things in place, because it's going to be quite dangerous for you, because as we know, you are being monitored, you're being checked up on. Everything you do is being looked at. Everything you say is being read into. They're always looking for slip-ups and for little clues as to where your headspace is and where you're at, and whether you're, complying and being subservient. So obviously your energy is going to change, whether you like it or not. And it doesn't matter how good an actress you are. They're going to see through it and they're going to pick up on some things. So it's going to be a tricky time for you. You're going to have to play a clever game, and you're going to have to cover your tracks. So become familiar, please, with deleting your digital footprint and clearing history. But don't clear all the history, because then they're going to know you just cleared your history. Okay, just clear the stuff that is to do with getting out and informing yourself. I'm a writer, so obviously I write everything down, but that again is dangerous, but I'm old-fashioned in that. So if you are writing everything down physically in a notebook, where are you going to keep your notebook? They probably look everywhere in all of your private spaces. They're probably familiar with absolutely everything you own and possess. So any change to that, they're going to notice. They're going to know if you've got a new notebook, by the way, and they're going to look through it. You could hide your notebook somewhere with the cleaning supplies, because we all know they're not doing that, but just be careful. Your phone, you will have a phone because they need you to have a phone so they can check up on you and track you. But your phone is probably on your abuser's plan. So one of the first things that you're going to do when you get out is, regardless of anything or whatever they say, you're going to get a different phone with a different number so that you can't be tracked. And assume also that you're being tracked in other ways. You know, maybe your car's being tracked. Look into that once you're out, if not before. Okay. Contact and have consultations with lawyers now. There's no harm in that, so long as they don't find out. And you want to meet with as many lawyers as possible. There's a reason for that, very practical reason, but also you just want to know that you've got the best lawyer for you. Not all lawyers are right for you, believe me. Some lawyers are so nice but useless. Other lawyers seem to, purely by accident, work for the other side. So you're going to have to be really choosy. It's important that you get the right lawyer, and you will need a lawyer. Do not go through this process, once you do take that leap, without a lawyer. Don't be talked into, well, that costs so much money. If we can work it out, we can negotiate it together, we can work things out. Don't. You need to be protected now, and you need to be protected by professionals. So consult with lawyers. Tell someone. Now, I was utterly isolated. I didn't have any family or friends to tell. But please, if you have anyone, then tell them where you are, what you're thinking, what you're planning, what you want to do. Hopefully it's someone that you can trust that isn't going to go and tell that person, because that person will be portraying themselves as a saint. So, you know, people can make a mistake there by trusting that. So, but you do, if you can, tell someone. You're going to be safer if people know what you're going through when the really tough stuff happens and when you make that leap, because that's when you're in the most danger. Okay. You're going to gather people too, even if you are isolated like I was. You now, as you take these next steps, you're going to start building up a circle of people. You're gonna encounter new people, and you're going to be less isolated. Okay, you have to get a job. I don't care what your circumstances are. If you're a stay-at-home mum and you've committed, I mean, I homeschooled my kids. Like, my job was my kids. Crazy to not have a job. Go out and get yourself a job. Start applying now. Look at your CV, working it. We'll come to that later. Go and get a job. You need financial independence now. You need money in your own pocket. This is going to be tricky. This is another thing that about your energy shift, and they're going to see those changes. They don't want you to have a job. They don't want you to have a circle of friends. They don't want other people's opinions in your relationship, in your life. So they're going to resist. There's going to be resistance. There's going to be arguments. There's going to be discussions. Only you know the right time to be really forthright, or to just pull back and go for the quiet life for a bit. Judge it as you go, but be very careful that you're not putting yourself in danger and suddenly elevating everything too fast. But I would advise you to go and get yourself a job. You'll need that now. Even if you haven't got a job, start saving pennies, money. There's a $5 there, there's a $10 there. Start saving it, putting it away. I don't know how you do. There are, online you can find advice from women who have come up with some really inventive ways of getting money, a reserve of money, some cash in their pocket in this kind of predicament, in this situation. So look into that and come up with ways to get some cash in your pocket right now. Join a class if you can. Anything at all. It'd be good if it was something that gives you a skill that you could perhaps use on your resume or CV, or it could be a first step towards a career that you might be interested in going into. Again, that's going to become uncomfortable for you. You're going to be talked out of it. You're going to be advised against it, but it would be a very good thing for you to do now, and I advise you to do it. And that would be wonderful for you. Start setting boundaries and being disciplined in them. So how about try this one out? It's a hard one, I know, and take what resonates or what's going to work for you. But how about you don't have sex now unless you want to have sex? Let's see how that goes. But again, be careful, because there's going to be some blow up moments here as you set boundaries and as you assert yourself. So stay safe within it. But new boundaries, whether it's that one or it's something else, whether it's to do with cooking, believe me, I tried one of those boundaries once. For example, I asked at the table with the whole family present if it would be possible, because in order for me to cook to specific meal requirements every night, I was having to stop my work, writing or woodworking or whatever. Oh, it wasn't woodworking, I only started woodworking once he'd gone. Writing, I had to stop at 3 every afternoon in order for his food to be ready at a certain time. And I asked if we could eat later each evening so that I didn't have to stop working at 3 in the afternoon. Didn't go well. Okay. So when you do set these boundaries, it does expose them. You will learn a lot. You'll gain information. You know, all of these interactions and all of the stuff that will blow up now and blow up later is all information. It's all data for you. So everything's of benefit. Even the real shitty stuff that sets your nerves on edge is giving you information. Okay. Educate yourself in all the practical matters of the home. So make sure that your name is on bills. Not just your name, it can be yours and your partner's name. But make sure your name is on household bills, because you're going to need that when you go and rent a place. Okay? Also start thinking ahead about references, about character references and professional references. Maybe you're going to have to contact people from your past and say, hey, I wonder if you would be a reference for me on my CV. Think about these things ahead of time. But also with the bills, you need to, a lot of this stuff has been kept secret from you because it can be weaponized. The flow of money in the house, the money management of the house. If that person is in control of it, then they can spin the myth of, we have no money, or you can't buy that, or you can't have that, or we can't do that, or you're spending too much because the bills are astronomical. I mean, it's unbelievable once you do take over all of these things, as you probably did before, by the way, you met them. Once you do take over these things, you realise, like, well, you were full of shit. Keeping a couple of lamps on in the house does not cost that much more money, so shut up. Right, get a photocopy. Now, you get digital copies too, but I really benefited from having photocopied absolutely every document in the house. All of the official documents, everything. And any piece of correspondence, photocopy it all. You need a copy of absolutely everything that person has that is to do with you, that person, me, everything. You need a photocopy of it. So spend weeks just popping and getting 12 things photocopied. But again, watch your back, watch how you pay for that and what comes up on your card, because it's probably a joint account. Gather all of your evidence and create proof. Start writing things down. Start making a note of the things that are going on. It will help you anyway to analyze it. You'll feel validated and less like out of your own mind once you start documenting things. So that's a good thing. Start documenting things right now and start gathering everything that you're going to call upon later, because it's going to get worse before it gets better. Okay, your home. I want you to accept this right now. You will not live in the house that you are in right now in the future. Just accept that now. Now, it may turn out that you do. That's completely beside the point of accepting this thing right now. Accept that you will not be in this home, because your desire to remain in the home will be weaponized. They will use it against you, and you will be weakened moving forward because of it. If you appear completely unbothered or accepting of the fact that, I realise I'm not going to live in this house, everything's going to be disrupted, it takes away a whole arsenal of theirs. So believe me, even if you don't genuinely believe it, even if it's heartbreaking to disrupt things to that level and move into a different house, it's fine. You need to at least bluff this thing. Do not let them know that you give a shit about what house you're going to be living in. Okay, but you should be aiming to move away anyway, okay? We want fresh starts here. Do you really want to live in the house where all this stuff happened? No. You will also want to get your head around the fact that you might want to move away from the community as a whole. There's a lot of stuff that's been said about you, even before all of this happened, even before, you separate or start divorce proceedings. A lot of stuff has been said about you along the way, and worse stuff is going to be said about you within your community as it happens, because we all know that the abuser doesn't just work within the house. The abuser also plants stuff outside of the house that reinforces this image of them, so that if you lost your mind and actually told anybody what was going on, no one would believe it. So you're going to be fighting those battles too, and we'll get more into that also, because so what? There's going to be lots of lies told about you. A lie is a lie, a truth is a truth, regardless of who believes it or does not believe it. This person is going to have flying monkeys. Whether these people, understand that they're complicit or what they're complicit in is irrelevant. There's going to be people that are working for him on the sidelines, which muddies everything and makes everything a little bit more stressful during the time that you're going through everything you're going to be going through during separation and divorce. With those two things in mind, so that is, accept that you're leaving this house, that you're not going to be in this house, and accept that you're going to be leaving this community. Start lightening your load now. Start deciding what you're taking into your new life. You're certainly not taking a lot of the emotional stuff, okay? But you're gonna work through it. But practical stuff too. Start donating stuff. Start lightening your load. Start packing certain things. I mean, you should have a go bag for you, and if you have children, your children right now, just in case you have to make a quick exit, because you don't know what happens when certain people ramp up their game. Start reorganizing everything. You know where you're going. You know that it's just a matter of time. So let's start taking steps right now. Okay, a couple of hard truths for you. Your abuser did not at any point love you. And it's pretty hard to accept, because certainly part of the reason that you're in this situation is that you were sold an idea of this like true beautiful love that no one's ever, that's just fated and it's supposed to be, and blah blah blah, and you get me and I get you, and we're so similar, we've been through so many things that are the same. All a load of rubbish. There was no love whatsoever from that person to you. They do not love you. They don't even like you. And if you are at all questioning that, or you're curious about that, then ask yourself, because you know what love is. You're a good person. You're a kind person. How you've been treated, is that how you treat someone that you have any love for? No, there's your answer. There is no love. So accept that now, and don't cling on to it, and don't think that, at some point, they're going to stop doing this because they love me. No, that's not going to happen. So, shed that right now. Okay. They're going to go lower than low. You're deluded if you think, so we've already accepted that they don't love us, but you're deluded if you think that they're going to get nicer now. They are not. The nicest they would ever be was while they had you, because they had to keep you. They will be extra nice at one point when they think there's a chance of getting you back. They will have recovered. They will have sought therapy. They will have realized they've had epiphanies and guilt and so sorry. But once they realize that you're serious, that is it, you're done, they've already lost you, you're gone, you're not coming back, then you're going to be surprised at what you're dealing with, because you were seeing a good version of them that needed you to be in their life to serve them. Okay. All of your losses during this whole procedure, moving forward during separation and divorce, all of your losses they consider their wins. Okay, they want you to suffer, they want you to be in pain, they want you to be upset, they want things to be difficult for you. Okay, so don't be surprised by that. I find it shocking and very upsetting, very nerve-wracking, stunning, because we all judge each other within our own frame of reference and how we would behave. Prepare to be shocked. Prepare to be shocked. They're going to weaponize your values. So they know that you love your kids. If you've got kids, they know that you love your kids. They will weaponize it. So don't change your love for your kids, obviously you can't. But understand that they're going to come for that. They're going to make you feel bad in that area. Even just for a little win, they're going to use that. They're also going to use your empathy against you. They know, they have practiced this over time with you, that you've got this soft heart and you're going to feel sorry for them, and you're not going to push that hard. You're not going to be mean. You're not going to hurt people. So you're going to have to maybe change how much grace you give people over the next couple of years. They're going to attack you on the things that you pride yourself on, your reputation, for instance. And this is another unfortunate side effect of being in an abusive relationship, especially long term, is that you're putting on such an act, this facade, that actually how you're viewed becomes super important to you, because you're keeping everything together, right? And they know that that's important to you, and they're going to crumble it and crush it and crush it, and that's what the lies are, the flying monkeys, all of these things. So prepare for that to be hit where it really hurts. But short-term pain for long-term gain. You are out. You're done. Surprises are coming, because there's more to learn about this person. You never knew them, but they're going to show you now exactly what they're capable of, and it's not going to be pleasant. Okay, so we've separated, and do not delay. Go straight for divorce. Anything in between that is a waste of time. Go straight there. Actually, if I could go back and do it all over again, I would try and get myself straight up in front of a judge, because a judge is not allowed to go against the law, and the law is what it is. I got divorced in Canada, so it might be slightly different here, but I wish I'd just gone straight in front of a judge. It would have saved me years of pain and money, but it is really difficult to get in front of a judge. I think from my own personal experience, and you must take professional legal advice on everything. Don't take my word for anything. Don't take anyone's word for anything right now. You do your own research and you get your own information. But benefit from my experience. There was a waste of time, because especially if people on that side, or you yourself, fail to recognize exactly what a lawyer is. A lawyer does not need to hear your story. A lawyer is not your therapist. A lawyer does not need to be sending letters back and forth about what a shame it is for that person. Okay, that's just a waste of your money. It's costing you thousands every time there's a letter. So try and be very definite about what you will accept in terms of communication, because you're paying for every tiny little bit of communication in a divorce. And coming up with a separation agreement. Okay, lower your expectations. Everything is going to work out worse than you imagine, and everything is going to go against you. Keep these expectations really low, because if you have any glimmer of hope, or that it's going to be 50-50 and you're going to get or I'll get the house because I looked after the children, none of that's going to work out. Okay, just expect it to be as shit as possible, and then anything else is a bonus, because this is not a pretty situation that you're finding yourself in, and nothing works out exactly how you wanted it to be. And yes, the law might say that it should be this and this and this and this, but enforcing that law is a whole different matter. It's degrees of losing with this. Okay. Go no contact with your abuser if it's possible. If you've got little kids and it's a whole custody thing, it's going to be trickier. So you have to put boundaries on the contact. But go no contact. Have no communication whatsoever. Block. You do not need to hear from that person. If they have anything to say, let them say it through a lawyer. Otherwise, you're not listening. And keep that rule forever. I will not hear anything about that person. I will not speak to that person. That person is not in my life and has no control over me. Go no contact. Just communicate through lawyers, and that is it. And be careful about what communication you allow your lawyer to give to you. Okay. This is a good one. This was hard learned for me. So no read Fridays. Don't read any emails or correspondence from your lawyer on a Friday, because sometimes it's a deliberate tactic to ruin your weekend and your time with your family, and to just like put a whole dark energy into your space. Don't read anything on a Friday. Okay, if it's that important, your lawyer, who you're paying for, will phone you and tell you it's important. Okay. It takes women an average of 5 years to recover financially, regardless of their circumstances after a divorce. So know that if you're a woman, it's shitter for you. It's going to be shitter for you, but you're going to get there. You're going to get there, and you're never going to look back. It's going to have been worth all of the pain. Okay. There was a catch-22 in the whole legal aid thing for me. Again, do your own research, find out your own facts, but if you've got any sort of nest egg or savings, then you don't qualify for legal aid, but then you're skiing and you're only keeping that as rainy day fund because you're terrified of what might happen. Look into what kind of legal aid you can get, and just find out your rights, find out what you have access to, find out what you can benefit from for yourself. Don't take my advice, find that out for yourself. Okay, I'll come back to Darva because I don't want to run out of battery before I've got through to through all the really important stuff. Okay, I'll come back to flying monkeys too. Right, not being believed. Okay. You build up the courage and make yourself vulnerable, and you finally tell people about what happened to you once you're on the other side of this, which is going to feel so strange and so alien, and you're going to feel terrified because you're breaking all the rules by sharing this information. I tell you, be prepared for the absolute disappointment when you finally do work up that courage and you do make yourself vulnerable and someone doesn't believe you, especially if you were in a long-term relationship and they're like, well, why did you stay? I wouldn't stay. I wouldn't let that happen once. Or, well, you seemed so happy. Now, be happy for these people. Okay? You're going to encounter them. Be happy for them. They're going to upset you. A part of you is going to hate them, but you're going to rise above that. And you're going to be happy for these people because guess what? Again, frame of reference. They don't know. They've lived a blessed life as far as that's concerned. They don't know what it means. They don't know the dynamics. Just say, okay, you don't understand. I'm really happy for you. You don't have to explain it to them. You don't have to educate them. You know what you went through. And their validation doesn't make any bloody difference to you anyway. Okay. Your well-being, your mental health, your nervous system. Okay, while you go through this thing, de-stress as much as possible because your stress is going to be through the roof. You're going to have to go overboard, really overboard on self-care. And you know, it's going to be horrible at first, but try meditation. At first, you're just going to feel like an idiot sitting in a room not doing anything, and actually it's going to you're going to feel your stress and your panic and everything building up because you are being quiet and still. It is a practice. Keep doing it. It's going to be so good for you to just center yourself and be quiet and be in your own space for a while, because you've been bombarded by negative energy for so long. You need to cleanse all of this out. It's a process. Look after yourself. Do a face pack. Do whatever it is that makes you feel good. Go for a walk. That's the best thing. You got to go for a walk a couple of times a day. Okay. Eat well. Change your diet right now. Put in good stuff. Put good food into your body. I don't care what your previous habits were. Make sure that everything that you eat is healthy and good for you. Keep away from the sugars. Listen, I'm Scottish. I could eat tablets 3 times a day. If you know what tablet is, you know. It's just pure sugar. I have to keep away from the sugar because it's giving me that and that and that and that and that. It's not good for you, especially when you're under stress. And hydrate. Drink some bloody water. Okay. Do not drink alcohol for this whole time. And don't take any other substances, whatever it is that you're doing. Unless, of course, medically prescribed. I'm not a doctor. But I will tell you, this is not a good time for you to drink alcohol or do anything that's taking you out of the situation. You do not want to. Right now, what you don't need is a whole new problem being created. Okay, you're going to be under a lot of stress. Just keep yourself on an even keel as much as possible. Okay. Be calm and non-reactive. So in real life, when something is said to you, take a beat. Just take a breath. And stop being embarrassed about your physical reaction. I used to get really embarrassed by the fact that you could see my pulse was going in my throat, or you could see my hand shaking. So what? So what if someone reads that? You are shaken up. You are upset. You do want to cry. Stop being embarrassed by that. But when something does upset you, take a beat. Okay, always get into the habit of just taking a minute. Don't be reactive. It's going to work against you. Be as calm as you possibly can. And then in terms of digital, so that's in real life, if someone said something or done something. When you receive communication of any sort, give it an overnight at least before you respond. A weekend, even better. Okay. Do not date. That's not going to end well for you. You are not ready yet. You will be. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. I'm not there yet. But no dating, okay? You don't want to jump out of the frying pan into the fire. You know why? You're not free of all of those dynamics yet. You have got to make sure that there is so much distance between you being a certain way in a dynamic before you let someone else into your life, because you could fall into those dynamics again. Okay, they're very natural to you. They've become habit. They're in your subconscious, like it's part of you now, and you have to shed it. So don't go dating. Okay, you don't need it. Just wait a couple of years at least, and don't try and decide what your future is just yet. Okay. Have realistic expectations about everything. I say realistic expectations. Lower all your expectations now. Low. And then everything else is a bonus. Start journaling. You got to get all this out somehow, and journaling is great. And also, it keeps a record of a lot of things, because you're going to talk about everything in your daily journal. So start journaling right now. Don't seek external anything. So same as with like the alcohol or anything like that. You don't need external anything. You don't need someone else to tell you, you're good, this is nice, you're doing well. Stop seeking external anything. Go into yourself. You are a great judge of everything that you need. And that's why you're getting out. So trust yourself again. Start trusting yourself again. You don't need anybody else's validation or support. You are enough. You're more than enough. You're wonderful. Only ever tell the truth. Don't get tempted to tell lies. You don't need to. Your truth is enough. Always tell the truth. This person is not going to. You have to be the antithesis of that. You are only going to come from a place of truth. And then you know that you're good. Then you know that everything you did was right. List your fears. Oh, this helps so. especially the practical fears, like, anyway, list your fears, and then use either do it yourself or use a CBT app, so cognitive behavioral therapy app. You can get them. Just look in the App Store, and it will help you to break down what it is that you're fearing, so that you stop catastrophizing, and you can bring it back to a real place. Sometimes the stuff that we fear is literally not real. It's stuff that you're imagining could happen. Get into a place where you are in the present and you only deal with what is concrete, physically real in life right now. And then you learn how to shed everything else. Because it's easy to catastrophize right now, because it feels like a fucking catastrophe, doesn't it? As you're breaking down this thing, you're also building up all of this stuff. But the two things are happening concurrently. They're happening at the same time. So you can't see the good being built for the bad that's breaking down. So it's easy to really see things as worse than they are. So, list your fears and work through them, so that you can be rational about those things. Okay, your future. You've got to trust yourself again. Obviously, you don't trust yourself because, in your opinion, your instincts were absolute shit because of where you ended up. No, that's silly thinking, because this wasn't your fault. None of this was your fault, and you didn't get it wrong last time. You were played. You were sold something. You were manipulated, and it was slow and it was insidious. You didn't we've all made, like, believe me, like when you're 17 and 18, you're just blatantly making bad decisions. You weren't doing that then. You found yourself in an abusive relationship, not because of anything you did, because there was an abuser doing that to you. So you can start to trust yourself again, because guess what? Now you're armed with information. Now you will see a red flag so early on, and the only skill that you need to hone and you need to perfect is acting upon that information immediately. A red flag, believe it. Do not question it. Do not go, oh, well, they didn't mean that. Or, oh, well, they've been through a lot. Or, oh, well, maybe I'm just too sensitive. Fuck that. There's a red flag. Get out. Be prepared to cut people out, shed them off without explanation. You get a red flag. Get out. Walk away. Okay. All future relationships, not just the romantic ones. Think about, the film Heat, Robert De Niro's character, and he says about never have anything in your life that you're not prepared to walk away from 30 seconds flat if the heat is on you or whatever. Well, we're not going to behave like that, because we're going to be attached to certain things rightly, especially our children and our mortgages and things like that. But in terms of relationships, so not just romantic, I'm talking about sisters, mothers, friends, old friends, cousins, whatever, whoever it is. If there's a red flag, if there's a dynamic that's going on that is not good for you, done. You've already broken all this down. Don't stop there. Get rid of all the shite. Okay? Clean it all out while you're at it. Why not? Okay, so you'll come across people on this journey who will help you with certain things. But they won't help you with everything. Don't rely on anybody else to help you. Don't become dependent on anybody else to fix this for you or to get you through this. You are equipped with everything that you need to get yourself out of this. And you will. You'll just take it step by step by step, lily pad by lily pad, and you'll get right across and you'll be fantastic. You are so skilled. In fact, a lot of the skills that you have been built up through your difficult circumstances. So you probably know more than anybody else around you. So you'll come across, I like to call them trail angels. Someone will come across and they'll be able to help you with this certain thing, and then they'll let you down badly on other things because they were only ever meant to help you with that thing. Okay, rely on yourself, not other people. And there's going to be similar dynamics at play in your life, and you don't realize it yet. So what you became comfortable with in terms of relationship dynamics, you probably accepted in other relationships in your life. So you're going to have to sort through those things too. You're going to have to be like, okay, what role am I playing in this relationship? Does this person love me? Does this person even know me? Does this person see me? Or was I just playing a role for them? Was I just being, good little Jackie for them? So you're going to have to analyze a lot of your relationships, and you're going to find that a lot of the dynamics at play are similar to the relationship that you're escaping, and you've got to shed that too. You've got to cut that out. That's over for you now. Okay? Toxic energy is out for you. Here's the thing. A side effect of what you've been through is that you are hypersensitive to energy. So you know when something's building. You know when when someone's upset in the room. You know when something's about to blow. You're just like tuned into it. Now, this is a great skill. It's horrible and it's stressful and it makes you feel lousy. And sometimes you wake up great, and then an energy happens and you go like, oh fuck, this is shit. It's not your fault, but it's a gift. It's the only gift that your abuser gave you, by the way, is that you can tell and believe it and trust it. You can tell when something's off. You can tell when someone's off. You can tell when someone's thinking something bad about you. You really can. You can tell when someone just doesn't like you. Believe it. This is the gift that you've been given. So act on it. And shed everyone that makes you feel that way. And you will also pick up on your abuser's energy from miles away. You could be sitting one Thursday afternoon and you just suddenly get this dread. It's probably because they're sitting somewhere hating you and sending that out to you. So again, maybe a gift. It's nice to be pre-warned. Okay, I'll have to have a drink because my throat is dry. It's probably that toxic energy trying to shut me up. Okay. Your new boundaries. What are your new boundaries? Mine. I'll give you some examples of mine. So, if you don't believe that I was abused, you're gone. I work in truth. And by you saying, really? What? You're saying on some level, you're saying I'm lying. I wouldn't lie about something like that, for God's sake. So, you're gone. If your energy brings me down or makes me stressed, you're gone. I will not hear, or Rita said this earlier, anything to do with my abuser. I'm not interested. He's gone. I am free. I have power. I will do whatever I want with the rest of my life. And I don't owe anybody an explanation for that. My finances are private. I will not live in servitude in any way. So if someone wants me to cook for them, clean, help them with their finances, help them navigate relationships that are not working for them, help them analyze their emotions, no, find someone else for that. Hire a therapist, hire a cook, hire a cleaner. I am not going to ever do those things for people. It's a trap, and it's one thing at a time because you care and because you're nice. No, don't fall for it. Don't be that mug anymore. Okay, I take time and space for me without apology. If I want to, go into a room and meditate for 3 hours, I will do that. That's good. You need time and you need space because you are rebuilding you. You're working out who you are again, and take that time and indulge in that time. You need it. I expect everyone, this might be too harsh for you, but I expect everyone to do their own inner work, and if you don't, I'm not interested. I've done the inner work. I'm still doing it. It's an ongoing thing. But if someone is just like, hey, this is just how I am, and fuck you, go and be with someone else, not with me. Okay. I only want to spend time with people with shared values, morals, and politics. If that had been a boundary early on for me, none of this would have happened. Okay. Don't shout at me. Don't control me. Don't track me. Don't question me and what I'm doing. Don't ask anything of me. Nice boundaries. I have others. You need to come up with the list of boundaries. You need to write that down. Okay, so what's next for you? The thrill of the destination, because the world's your oyster. What's next? You're here, you're alive, you survived this, you're free of abuse, and you always will be free of abuse thanks to the things that you've learned now and what you're armed with. I personally have a little less than half of my life left, if I'm lucky, if nothing goes wrong. So, that's how much time, if I'm lucky, I've got left, and a lot of it is I'm going to be too bloody old to do a lot of things. So I intend to spend every moment. I'm going to be learning, I'm going to be growing, evolving as much as I can. I'm going to find joy in the simple things like these flowers that I have on my desk, and time with my grandchild and my children. All the little things. I'm going to make sure as much of my time here is happy and peaceful as I can make it. That's not a lot to ask, not too much to ask. Okay, what do you do next? You're going to have to write this list down. And don't be afraid of changing it too. You're not being fickle. You are changing. So your list and your wants and your desires and your boundaries are going to constantly change. So you have to be flexible, because you're evolving, you're fixing things, you're repairing old conditioning. So you're going to change as you go, and so with that list. But just keep writing it, just keep chipping away at it, and you'll be very clear about it in the end. Okay. Don't let your list start from a place of duty to others. That's what got you in this mess in the first place. Kindness and empathy are wonderful and precious things, but you've got to keep them in check from now on, because they can run amok in your life and they can leave you vulnerable to predators. Okay, regardless of your destination, you got to put yourself first. And if you think that's selfish, then work on that. You got to work out why you think that's a negative thing, because it's not, and other people don't think it's a negative thing. Okay, go inside yourself, read books on philosophy, feminism, whatever you want to do. Grow, feel better, because then the future is dazzling and limitless, and you're about to go get it. I have to stop this because I really want to do a big cough. But thank you very much for watching, and I will see you soon.